Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. Judge Johnson is the mama that this defendant needs right at this very moment. She puts a serious sidebar on the record. It gave me goosebumps. You might learn some things. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
This is case number 25S00891OM. People City of Southfield versus Jariah, Jareyah Kimbrough.
Minor Defendant. Your Honor, Joseph, and we have Ms. Kimbrough, who's sitting if you were.
Well, I was close. I said Raya. It's Rhea. Okay, Ms. Kimbrough, thank you. You're here for a pre-trial on one count of larceny, less than $200. And what's the offer? We're just going to do a HYTA?
Yes, recommendation of HYTA. Your Honor, I've gone over that offer with my client as well as the constitutional trial right. To the extent she's willing to avail herself of that offer with plead guilty under the with the HYTA definition.
Okay, what's HYTA, ma'am?
Like community service or something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, if you're not sure, don't plead guilty under it because you don't know what it is. Okay. What? Nope. Don't help.
I did go over it.
I bet he did. You just let it go in one ear and out the other. Okay, now let's go through this. What's the most important thing he told you would happen if you got on this HYTA status?
That it didn't come out of it.
Thank you. Ma'am, do you know how important that is? How important is it? Because why?
Jobs instead of
How old are you? You plan on going to college? Why
high school.
not? Ooh, we don't, no, you don't even have enough time for me to jump all over you for that. No. Ma'am. Look, let me stand up. Ma'am, you can put me out of my seat today. Do you understand what school means? Now, it might not be for everybody, but some kind of school is for everybody.
I went to high school all 4 years. I went to gas work.
And then you should be one of the best of the best. What do you mean school's not for you? How you think you got here?
I like it.
Who you here with?
Myself.
You don't have a family member with you? Why not? Where's your mom? Your dad?
Working.
Mom and dad.
That's past my house on Friday.
You don't talk to your mother. Oh boy.
The police suicide is the
Where's she?
My mom had a stroke, so she saved her.
I can understand that. Does she know about this?
Only person who does know about this is my mom, because she stayed in the same apartment building as us, and the police went to her door. Other than that, no. So
Okay, let me just have a little sidebar talk with you. Okay. Now, okay, you and your mom don't speak. You live with your grandma. Grandma, how old's your grandma? Okay. Your grandma closer to my age. Okay. I can tell you what I've seen in my life. And this is why you should be aiming a lot higher than the bar that you have set for yourself. And you got to have a parental figure to push you. I didn't have that problem. Okay. Let me tell you where you came from. This is my Black history lesson. Okay. The reason you're even here is because the lineage you came from was strong. A lot of people didn't make it over that passage from Africa on in the bottom of the slave boat. If you've ever wanted to see how they packed them in, you can go down to the Charles H. Wright Museum. You ever been in there? You ever seen that display and how they packed them in? Just no room to breathe. It was horrible. No room to go to the bathroom. It was just unbelievable. People died, just throw them over the side. Your people made it. That's saying something right there. So did they come over to this country and settle into a nice little house and stuff? No. Then they had to make it through what? All of the work out in the fields for slavery, the beatings, the rapes, the snatching of their family members right out from under them to be sold. Can you imagine? You don't even know who your mother is because she gone. Because they snatched you and sold you. Or they snatched your mom and didn't sell you with it. Can you imagine? Through all of that, they survived. Somehow you got here. Or your great-great-grandmother and people like that, they got here. When you came along. So back then, what did they really want to try to do? Other than just want a better life and some freedoms, the equal opportunity to live and compete, just the basics. They weren't looking for a whole lot, just the basics. Not getting beat. They wanted to read. And they wanted to write. Things you take for granted now. We're not in a perfect country now. In some ways, I think we're going backwards. But at least you have the ability to learn something, and they're trying to take that. Departments of education with resources are getting shut down. And who are those resources affecting? People of color and poor white folks. They don't want you to know nothing. They didn't want you to know your ancestors the only thing either. Why? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Power is freedom. And that's what they figured out. So that's when they taught each other how to read and write and pretended like they didn't. Just so they could get around and figure out how to get free and know where to go. These are things that they prayed for. They were very religious back then. Singing all the hymns and doing those things to keep them together and solid. We're not together anymore, but that's what we were back then. The last forward to today. There's your relatives, anybody else is rolling in their graves. Y'all don't even think you want to know nothing. School ain't for me. What? That's what they fought for. All the way up through the civil rights era. That's what they were fighting for. You saw I don't know if you've ever seen the picture of a little black girl with a little patent leather shoes and a book under her hand, and she's walking, and then all you see is legs of these tall U.S. Marshal types walking her into the school. There's a picture, it's very famous. So that she could get, that's a real person behind that too. So she could get into the school, so she could learn something, so she could compete. Because they just didn't even consider you a real person. You had substandard schools. You didn't really have any books.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes.
In my own family. I'm lucky because my mother's grandmother went to college. She was born a slave. See, we don't play about education. I didn't have a choice but to do something. So I'm born up here, went back down to Mississippi where my father went to school. My mother taught. Her dad was a principal of a colored school, segregated. Taught all of these young Black kids everything they needed to know. What they talk about more important to you, you can listen to them. They were the role models for the young kids that were sharecroppers. I don't know if you even know what that is. It's a step above slavery. It's like you tied to the land. Like the white guy back then would give your family a place to stay, but you could never buy your way out of it.
No.
So you just work, 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 work. So you half the time the kids couldn't go to school.
I'll be here.
Well, my grandfather taught those kids. My grandmother too. Then my mother. All of them were educated. Far back as I could see. But it was segregated. It was a little small segregated white town. White people over here, black people over here. I know, because I saw it. I know because driving down there, you couldn't go to the bathroom at the gas station. You'd have to go down to the side of the road to use the toilet in the bushes because you couldn't. There was no way I was going to be stuck with that image in my mind and not try to do something. So early on, I decided, okay, I'm going to become a lawyer because I thought that was the way to fix something. So that's what I did. I'm the first Black person here in this whole court, first Black female district court judge in this county. Didn't do it because trying to get the record. Did it to make some kind of difference to people like you who don't see a need to go to school. You don't know whose life you can touch and make a difference. And you sit over there like everything you got is a given. You got the right to go to school or not. You got the equal opportunity to steal something and go to jail right, or get wrongly accused to go to jail like what used to happen, or just get lynched or beat up. This was happening in my lifetime, young lady. I don't consider myself to be that old. These are old looking. And I don't really feel it. But I feel the experience. I know what I saw. I know what's going on now in the world. And I know you better be thinking about, you better be using this education to the best you can. Why do you think all these immigrants are here? They want to do something. They want to go to school. They want to get the land of opportunity. They come over here, start businesses, do everything. We here, been here for years, and what are we doing? Not taking advantage of any resources that we have. Why is that? You don't have to love school, but you need to be using it as a way to get from point A to point B to better yourself, and then do some things in your community that can help. Reach down, do something, grab somebody back, start a business with the education that you got. You don't have to love it, but you need to get it. And you need to get it because you're standing on the shoulders of all your relatives. That's what they died for. You ain't have no clue about that. They died for you to have that chance and you throwing it away. I just don't even get it. But then again, I was raised by people that wouldn't tolerate that at all. And I don't know what's going on with today's parents. I read the paper. I'm like, oh, the lady gave her daughter a knife so she can go into the school and stab somebody. Just like scratching my head. This stuff would have never happened before. You got to be that next generation of a parent that's better than that. You're better than that. You can be somebody and it makes it because you got everything you need in front of you. And you got the freedoms to do it while we still got them in this country. And you're not taking advantage of that. You're not leveraging what you have to your benefit. You're taking something that belongs to somebody else instead of getting it yourself. And with an education, you could do that. You don't have to work for nobody else. You can start your own. Or you can work for somebody else and then go from there. get the experience you need, learn how to do it, and start your own something. Make your money. Figure it out. You people now got all kind of resources, online, offline, whatever, that we didn't even have. To make money, invest it, and learn how to use it properly. You got so much opportunity and you're just so short-sighted. And so I step in. I'm the mama you ain't talked to in a long time. I'm talking to you now. I'm the grandmama that can't help because she's got her own physical problem. So I'm giving you the lessons from my grandmother, who was a teacher, who understood. I'm giving you the lessons of my mother's grandmother, who had 5 sons. She's the one that was born to the slaves and went to college and graduated. In the worst of the worst times, and these people did this stuff. And, you know, people like those folks back then are the people who started movements, fought for the equalities that we do have today. And hopefully somebody will come into place now to continue to fight so we don't lose the ground we've made as a people in a democracy. Because it seems to me a lot of that's being threatened in a lot of different ways. But you can do your part by not letting that happen. Educate yourself. Go to school. Get whatever you can get from this system. You will never have a chance like this again. Take what they offering you and take more. But take it legitimately. Don't go to somebody's store or whatever it was you took. I don't know, whatever you did here.
I believe there's the items of an ex-boyfriend she took to a store to sell.
The items from who?
An ex-boyfriend.
Not even worth it. Yeah, no. You focused on the wrong thing. You worried about him and what he got. You trying to sell something. He ain't, what's he doing? You need to lift yourself up. If you do you, lift yourself up, you're gonna attract the right guy. You want to be worried about taking somebody and trying to sell it. You'll be bringing something to the table. Now you'll be attracting a guy that's gonna give you the world anyway. That's the difference. Okay. So we're gonna take this under HYTA. No record is the ideal. But in order to get no record, it just doesn't work like you just say, okay, then I'm gonna get no record. You gotta work for it. And working for it means you gotta accomplish what I say you should accomplish. And you gotta do what I say you should do. And I'm gonna always do what I think is in your best interest for you to do. So that you can learn something, that you're on track, and as you move forward, you never do anything like this again. It's the most beautiful thing about it. And I don't know, you probably need to share it with a family member that you got this. Because probation could call your house, you could get a letter from the court. It's like, why? What you scared of? You did it, so what? Those people are supposed to be there to support you, so why hide it? There would be no way I could have hidden anything because they were on me watching. They would have seen it. So you just gotta let them know. And let them know that you working on it and you'll be fine. That's what you gotta do. So we're gonna take her plea under HYTA.
That's correct.
But all of that talking I just did was for the purpose for you to understand how I think. So when you mess this up, you know when you don't hear from me how I'm thinking. Because I just do what I got to do at that point. I don't talk anymore. My talk is to help educate you, to inspire you, to get you to move forward in a way that nobody has ever inspired you before, to get you to understand who you are. You got a lot going on that's good and positive, and you're smart, and you can accomplish anything you want. And you got two roads to go down. This dumb one or the other one. Just can't lead you anywhere but up here, higher and higher. The choice is yours. And then you won't have to be dealing with some guy who you go, for whatever reason, taking this stuff and trying to sell it. So anyway, I'm going to go over all the rights that you normally have that you're getting ready to give up. And that's what you want to do is plead guilty under HYTA to this charge. Anybody force or threaten you? Been promised anything other than what was stated today? Are you pleading freely, voluntarily? Is it true, June 12th to June 17th, 2025, that you committed an offense of larceny by stealing the property of someone else? In this case, you had some items that belonged to Ethan Kyle Whitsett, and you, rather than return them to him, you took them and sold them or gave them away, including clothing, shoes, an iPad, and a PlayStation. Is that correct? People satisfied?
People are satisfied, Your Honor. I'm satisfied, Your Honor, and would ask the court to consider immediate sentence.
All right, well, I'm gonna be satisfied as well and accept the plea, finding that, and this was it, and I find that this plea is freely, understandably, voluntarily, accurately, and knowingly. Okay, what do you want to say in her behalf? What happened? Did you have an argument with this person?
Your Honor, if I may, I believe that there was a pending domestic violence case involved with this person, where she was the victim. There was no contact order. So he was required to come over with a police escort to pick up the items. Either he didn't pick up all the items, or she took some of those items out of a lapse in judgment and perhaps anger, given the incident that happened, and took some of those items and took them to the store to sell them. She's not denying that. He did retrieve some of the items, just not all the items. Whether or not, I don't know if she just didn't leave those out or sold them beforehand, but she did take some of the items to sell.
Okay, was there any restitution involved?
Yeah, I reached out to the victim, Your Honor, and have heard back from him, so I have no amount at this point, but I'd ask that we just leave it open in case I do hear from him and he does have a restitution request.
Okay.
Your Honor, I will note that, again, my client's 18 years old. She's absolutely no prior criminal history. She's working 2 jobs right now. I don't know whether or not she's supporting herself.
And what does she do?
She works at Sam's Club in Victoria's Secret. I don't know, are you supporting your grandma at all? Okay, so she's supporting herself solely. And she has informed me that she wants to start her own retail business.
Okay.
So I think, she does have some goals in life that I think are important. And given the statements of the bench, I would ask the court to sentence her to a short term of probation, hold off on any community service or any other requirements, but required her to enroll in some additional school program, whether that be.
Oh, she's gonna go to that anyway.
Understood. So I would ask the court to make that a requirement, provide proof of enrollment, perhaps some sort of business classes or school. If her goal is to open up her own retail store, certainly those will be beneficial, even though she might not.
Retail, big business failure.
Absolutely.
You gotta know what you're doing. You can do the best you can and fail. You gotta have some knowledge about that to make it a success. Location. People pick the worst locations for these things. So location means something. You got to know how to find your small business loans, if there are any anymore. 'Cause these programs are changing every day with what's going on in Washington. So I can't even say if there. I could say before what's out there for you. Now I'm not even sure. But inventory is expensive. Getting a location is expensive. Sure.
I'm not trying to sell anything. I just want to buy the million rent this boosts out to people that do hair and stuff. And also some abuse about next to it so that if they need the hair, but I'm not trying to. My uncle already had a business, it's closed down now. It was I think that 7 Mile was called Mazzani's. It was a beauty salon. And I mean, not a beauty salon. It was a hair salon and a barber shop connected together through a door. It got closed down. Well, what? I think something happened. I don't know what happened. I was younger, but I know my uncle said that he still has businesses and houses. My grandma owned her house because my uncle's lawyers did not give it to him. So it's no mortgage payment. So I know about I know about the cost and the location and stuff.
You know a little bit. Put it that way. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'd never tell anybody that. I'm just saying you got to arm yourself with as much knowledge as you can have to make it successful. You don't want to do that and fail. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. Mr. Rivers, anything from you?
Other than leaving the restitution open, I leave it to the court's discretion.
Yeah, I mean, this is your time to focus on you. Forget about that guy, and I don't know. Sound like it was a lot of trouble that he brought. Domestic violence charge. He's too young to be trying to deal with all of that nonsense. So, relationships will come, and they will, and you still got plenty of time for that. And a good one, where you don't have to worry about getting beat up and all this other mess that he brought to the table. You just have to get something going where the right guy is there who's going to help be an asset to you, help you out because he's in the business world, Maybe meet him in school. You never know. Because he'll be at least striving to do what you're doing. Something positive to move forward in life. I'm not saying this gentleman wasn't, but anybody who got a domestic violence case and you're the victim, that's not good. So you can do way better than that. Okay. On this count of larceny, less than $200, it's going to be up here to 6 months of probation with $240 probation oversight fees, $350 fine. Did you do any jail time? No, no jail. No alcohol or unprescribed drugs, and we'll test for that. Well, let's not have any contact with this person. What's his name? Ethan Whitsett. So no contact with Ethan, Whittsett. Enroll in college or vocational training, one or the other. Maintain employment. 1 day of community service at a nonprofit agency. Crime victims' rights, fee of $75. Restitution will remain open to be determined if there is any, and $200 counsel fee. Not ordering any special class. I don't think it fits for this particular circumstance. Oh, well, maybe I might have one. Let's do a life skills class segment B. That's what we'll do. And a HYTA class. That completes the census of the court. She's all set. She'll check in with probation tomorrow.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you call these three?
Derek, we call.
Oh, who do you?
Powell real quick is an FTI.
Oh,
Who?
Powell, Lawrence Powell.
I don't know.
Facebook, yeah.